Over the last few years, the NFL has seen some quarterbacks face immense pressure on the field, and it's not just from opposing defenses. Today I want to do a deep dive into the data and explore which quarterbacks and teams have grappled with the worst pass protection in the league and discuss an outlier to this data. But before we jump into the numbers, let's set the stage. As a data engineer and avid sports enthusiast, I've always been intrigued by the intersection of numbers and athleticism. I spent countless hours dissecting Pro Football Focus premium stats, shout out to Pro Football Focus, crafting coding data sets, and analyzing QB play over the past 5 years. I've watched a lot of sports analysts, quote unquote, just say stuff without any data to back it up. I truly believe that most quarterbacks today are all around the same level, but situations in team building make some quarterbacks look better or more talented than others. So I wanted to see which teams and quarterbacks have had the worst pass protection support to hopefully get actual data on players like Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, and Ryan Tannehill. This is not a foolproof final data model. I'm still making tweaks and updates to the code to take a more robust picture. Also, the data model is based on probability, not fact. So there will be some inconsistencies in the real life because it's very hard to measure things like luck, heart, predicting injuries, and momentum. Remember folks, data analytics is used to create better probabilities, but should not be the only thing that you should base your decisions and opinions on. Now let's talk quarterbacks. The data doesn't lie, folks. When it comes to pass protection woes, the two surprising teams consistently find themselves in the crosshairs: the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Ironically, these Giants have been in the top 10 every single year since 2020, facing a relentless onslaught of pressure. But they're not alone. The Seattle Seahawks, Chicago Bears, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Washington Commanders have also felt the heat. It's a troubling trend that underscores the importance of solid offensive lines and strategic play calling. Now, to put things into perspective, let's talk numbers. In 2024, the average team faced 152 pressures on average. However, for the top 10 teams, that number skyrocketed to 240. That's nearly 90 more generated pressures on average, a staggering difference that can make or break a game. And to put things into more perspective, most of the quarterbacks' respective teams who showed up at the top of the list every year did not make the playoffs. Teams like the New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks, Washington Commanders, and Chicago Bears have not made the playoffs over the last couple of years and are repeat offenders when it comes to bad QB protection as well. Now you might be wondering, how are the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills at the top of this list and still competing for championships almost every year? And if you guessed it, you're right. It seems that pass attempts factor into this equation. The Chiefs and the Bills have been airing it out more than a laundromat on a game day, and as pass attempts increase, so do the opportunities for defensive pressures and sacks. But teams like the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson, and the New York Giants with Daniel Jones have faced fewer pass attempts, subsequently lower defensive pressure, which makes it even worse for these teams as they were showing up as the most pressurized teams without having as many pass attempts. Now let's talk about the impact on the QB performance. Offensive grades plummet in the face of relentless pressure. Go figure. The average offensive grade for QBs in 2024 was a respectable 78, but for the top 10 data set, it dropped to a sobering 58. It's a stark reminder of just how much pressure affects a QB's performance. And let's not forget about turnover-worthy plays. These stats reveal a quarterback's propensity for risky throws that could lead to turnovers. It's a delicate balance between aggression and caution, and under pressure, mistakes can be costly. But the one outlier, a team like the Kansas City Chiefs' formula of play is usually not conducive to winning football. However, because of the quarterback they have, data and the results may not be congruent. For example, over the past 7 years, the Eagles are the only other team to win a championship without being ranked in the top 2 of overall teams' grades in the regular season. While the Chiefs, every year they have won, they've never been ranked in the top 2 overall grades in any year. It almost defies data and logic. But when you have a transcendent talent at the quarterback like Chiefs do, then their job is to transcend data and logic. In my opinion, I believe that constant team building is still the way to go about trying to win a championship for every other team, as there is a steady, congruent data relationship between the Pro Football Focus overall grades and the champions for each year. The likelihood of getting a transcendent player at the quarterback position, such as Patrick Mahomes, is rare. Another topic for another video. You would have much better luck building a deep, consistent, and steady team through the draft. Also, quarterback protection should be the #1 priority, as not having great quarterback protection will almost always guarantee you will be a bad team. In conclusion, before we label a QB as trash, let's consider the context, people. Pass protection plays a pivotal role in a quarterback's success, and every situation is unique. So let's give credit where it's due and recognize the challenges faced by quarterbacks under pressure. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the NFL pass protection roles. Remember, the game is more than just numbers. It's about heart, strategy, and teamwork. Until next time, stay tuned for more insights and analysis. Peace out.